He was one of the most controversial yet influential artists of his generation. Jesse Onfroy, better known as XXXTentacion, emerged from the underground SoundCloud rap scene and became a voice for a generation. His raw emotion, unfiltered lyrics, and genre-blending sound connected with an audience starved for permission to be vulnerable and real. Whether you loved him or hated him, one thing was undeniable. XXXTentacion was changing music. But just as his career was reaching new heights, tragedy struck. I'm Nina Stacks, and this is Clout and Consequence.
What is your emergency?
Listen, there's a shooting, Reba Motorsports.
Okay.
Kid got shot in a car.
In June of 2018, just weeks after earning his first #1 record, X was murdered in broad daylight outside a motorcycle dealership in Deerfield Beach, Florida. In the aftermath, social media played a disturbing role. The suspects flaunted cash stolen from the rapper, posting photos and videos online as if his death was just another way to gain status. XXXTentacion wasn't just another rapper, he was a disruptor. His music was unfiltered, unpredictable, and deeply personal. He spoke about depression, trauma, and violence in a way that resonated with millions of young fans who saw themselves in his struggles. His rise began on SoundCloud, where his raw, distorted tracks stood out from the crowd. By the time Look at Me went viral, X was already a controversial figure. Legal troubles, public fights, and a reputation for volatility only fueled his mystique. But beyond the headlines, there was undeniable talent. The album, debuted at #1 on the Billboard charts, proving he was more than just an internet sensation. He was a star in the making. Behind the scenes, though, his life was anything but easy. X battled with mental health, his personal demons, and his complicated relationships, all playing a role in shaping his music. But it wasn't just the public scrutiny he dealt with. It was his own inner turmoil. He struggled to balance his fame with the desire for redemption. As he started to show growth with efforts to turn his life around, the world was starting to see a new side of X. A more introspective, vulnerable artist who could have had a profound effect on the next wave of hip-hop. But fame came with enemies. June 18th, 2018. Surveillance cameras captured XXXTentacion pulling up to Riva Motorsports to check out a new motorcycle. But as he sat in his BMW i8, 2 armed men approached. They weren't there by accident. He had been targeted. In a matter of seconds, shots were fired. X was left slumped in his car. He was just 20 years old. The killers didn't just take his life. They took a Louis Vuitton bag filled with $50,000 cash. And then, in a move that shocked investigators, they went on social media to brag about it. Almost immediately after the murder, the suspects flaunted their crime online. One of them, Kendrick Williams, posted a video flashing stacks of cash. Others took photos wearing expensive jewelry and clothes they had just bought with the stolen money. It was as if X's death wasn't just a robbery, but a twisted form of clout chasing, where murder became a means to flex for social media. But it didn't take long for police to catch up. 4 men were arrested: Kendrick Williams, Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Newsom, and Robert Allen. Boatwright was identified as the trigger man, while Newsom was another gunman. Williams was the getaway driver, and Robert Allen, though less directly involved, was still present at the scene. In 2023, Boatwright, Newsom, and Williams were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. Allen, who testified against them, took a plea deal in exchange for a lighter sentence. He was given 7 years with credit for 5 years served, and in early 2024, he was released on parole. In an interesting turn of events, Allen has now been added as a witness in the YNW Melly trial. They were in Broward County Jail together. During his appeal, Kendrick cited X's alleged feud with Drake as a potential motive for the murder. He referenced an Instagram post where X suggested that if he were to be killed, it would be by Champagne Poppy, Drake's well-known Instagram handle. Williams' attorney argued that this information was crucial and should have been presented during the trial to establish a possible alternative suspect. Drake having some involvement in X's death is one of the most infamous theories surrounding the murder. Before he died, X accused the Toronto superstar of stealing his flow on the song KMT. He didn't hold back, calling Drake out publicly and fueling rumors of bad blood between the two. Of course, no direct evidence links Drake to his murder, but that hasn't stopped speculation. The conspiracy deepened when Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl this year, and fans believed his set included a hidden tribute to X. Was it a sign of industry acknowledgement, or just another layer to the ongoing mystery surrounding X's life and death? XXXTentacion's impact didn't end with his death. His music continues to influence a new generation of artists. His estate has released posthumous albums and a documentary, and his presence is still felt across the industry. But his murder stands as a grim reminder of the dark side of fame, the dangers of flexing wealth online, and the toxic culture of clout chasing that turns crimes into viral moments. The men who killed him sought money, status, and attention, and in their pursuit of it, they took a young life full of potential. The question remains, what have we learned? How many more lives will be lost in the pursuit of clout? I'm Nina Stacks, and this is Clout Consequence.